Welcome to the Carr and Seguin Show, hosted by Devon Carr and Paul Seguin, where two Michiganders dive into real estate, outdoors, community building, and everything in between. What up, dude?
What's going on, man?
Oh, man, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
We're a little behind on the show.
a little bit. That's all right.
Thanks to me
That's okay.
getting the nasty COVID.
Yeah, you're better now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we beat that son of a gun.
Right?
That nasty little virus. It's no joke, that's for sure.
Right?
For those of you out there, I was in that boat, but yeah, no, not anymore. Not anymore. I've the tough way been humbled. We'll be getting my shot now in 2 months.
Hey, it happens. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Hey, when the doc says after beating COVID, now the antivirus or the antibodies, and,
Right.
And then if you go get vaccinated, you're immune for 3 months after having it.
Mm-hmm.
But I plan in 2 months, get that shot, and he's like, you'll be freaking Iron Man.
Right?
So good. Sounds good to me. Happy to be on this side because I know, I actually lost a close friend to COVID over Thanksgiving. So
Oh, jeez.
it
At home.
yeah. I mean, it's that was a real first COVID loss that I've had close to me at all. So God rest Bernie Ritchie. He was a good man. So I think he got, like, sometimes it happens, it turns into pneumonia, and
Right.
that's where I think it kind of goes south for a lot of people. So yeah. But no, I'm happy to be back. It's been a while.
Right.
It's always
Just
fun to
talking
be
about a
fun to
month.
be back. Yeah, it was a solid month since we ended because with COVID we lost the last recording, and we always record every other week.
Right.
So it's been a month. It's good to be back
Yes, it is.
in the saddle. But since then, we both have tagged some bucks
Yes, sir.
on the rifle season.
Yeah, you got a nice 6 point.
Yeah,
And a doe.
and a doe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen like that every day.
No, that was pretty outdoor channel scripted.
Right.
And I didn't script it. It just happened.
Right.
And you got an 8 point
I got an 8 point.
Yeah.
Yep.
that you shot at twice.
I did shoot at it twice.
That we'll hear very shortly.
And then I shot at 1 in the morning twice. I missed him completely. Or once. I missed him completely. But I made up for it the second time.
Well, let's start with your story. Let's tell us the unfolding of when you...
Oh.
Come on now, man. I mean,
Well, you know,
start off with the biggie, the 8 point,
just sitting there, you know,
which is like...
staring at a spike. You know?
Yeah.
And then happened to look to my left, and there was a nice 8 running across the dry lake. And I glassed him with binoculars. It's like, ooh, that's a good one. And at the time, I was shooting muzzleloader. My wife was hunting. She was using her 450. And so I saw he was good. Then I picked my gun up. I thought he was about 100 yards. And then I shot, and he just kind of pranced a couple steps, turned around, look at me. And I was like, oh,
shoot.
definitely missed him. And by the time I got my gun loaded again,
Right,
he
you're with
walked
the
into
muzzle.
the woods. And then I ranged it after him, and he ended up being like closer to 150, 160 yards.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing just shot right underneath him.
probably right.
And of course, you know, he was a little down. He didn't want to go back out in the afternoon. And I was like, okay, I'll go.
Because it was in the morning?
That was in the morning.
All right, yeah.
And then the afternoon was pretty busy all afternoon. I had the same blind, and all of a sudden I saw a nice buck coming across the dry lake again. And this time I ranged him. So I was like, okay, he was about 250. And then I shot, and I missed. And he ended up running towards me probably another 20 yards, and I shot again, and he ran about 20 yards and fell. Yep.
Nice.
Which was nice because the dried up lake has a creek almost, or a ditch, I should say, that separates the two properties. And it looks like it's about 2 inches deep, but realistically, you'll sink down to your waist at least.
No way.
Yeah, it's just solid muck.
Not wanting to have to cross that.
No, no. I was very, very lucky because
You fall down.
kind of reached the ditch, then took a few steps to the right, and I was like, oh, thank gosh.
Don't you go forward.
Right.
No.
It was not a day to go swimming, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Happy
What day
with
was
them.
that on?
I don't even remember.
Was it the weekend?
It was the weekend.
Was it Saturday? 'Cause I think maybe you sent me a
It was
text on
it was
Sunday.
a Saturday.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday.
I think the next day you sent me the
I think
picture.
it was the weekend after
opening.
opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no. It was nice. I'm glad. And the third time was the charm. It'd be hard to go back after I missed
Oh, yeah.
two, because everyone can hear them. Right when you shoot, you get a bunch of texts. Did you shoot?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never fun to go, yeah,
You're hearing,
I missed.
You're hearing, yeah, you hear all the far shots, and then all of a sudden, like, whoa, hey,
Yeah, right.
who's that?
That was close.
That one's on the property.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. So what about your story?
Well, my story, so we went up, so it was Monday, all day, saw tons of deer, but I am shooting with a 350, the Legend, and it's a very short range. It kind of like ends in like 250 for ballistics period anyways, and it's all it's good for. But being the first time ever hunting with it, and I'm zeroed in at 100 yards, so I'm like, I'm comfortable only at 100, 150 yards. So we saw, I was seeing a ton of deer, spike like you. We had our property up north, there was 2 spikes just all over the place, dude, just chasing freaking does. Like, you won't believe, it's like these freaking little young little horny bucks. Like,
To be young again.
yeah. Dude, just like constantly. There was a point I remember on opening day was just like, this little spike was literally chasing this thing around where it ended up running by me twice. They were literally just going in circles. And I'm just like, geez, Louise, I just want to like shoot freaking nearby, just to like get them out of
Right,
here.
yeah.
Scaring everything else away, dude.
Right.
Get your, yeah. So opening day, I saw a real nice big 8-point that my cousin Doug actually ended up shooting.
All right.
But it was just too far out of range. So.
And you wanted to leave it for Doug, of course.
Oh, yeah. But it was just a lot of, the reason why I'm saying this is I'm building up to that, the kind of starting to get the disappointment feeling.
Right.
Yep. Unlike you, you could walk off your backyard and go hunt all the time. Right.
Right. You're on.
My trip was a very short window.
Right.
I went up for 5 days, and this was my only 5-day trip I get all year.
Right.
So for those of you who have that same kind of, what I'm building up to is just like, okay, Monday, nothing. And then so Tuesday morning, I switched blinds because I was actually in, they have tons of blinds all over the place like you do. It's just like you got to have options.
Right.
And I was up front in the property, sitting in front of field 2, and I'm in a good spot. It's just nothing came in my range. I wasn't comfortable shooting anything under or over really, I don't know, 150, maybe 175. It just was like, it's just too far, the 350. And I was only really zeroed in at 100 anyways. I'm not kind of getting crazy with it.
Right. Yeah.
But anyways, so Tuesday morning we switched. We went to what's called the Taj Mahal blind.
There you go.
Real big, high sucker. It sits at 20 feet and it's just a big blind. So Doug shot that other 8-point Monday morning that I saw.
Okay.
And it's funny because it's like you hear, I counted, just because I didn't see too much really on in the day, but it was 32 gunshots in the first hour.
That's a busy morning.
Well, our hit, not ours, I speak like it's my property. They have 80 acres, and then the association they belong to owns like 450 all around. But then there's also like 36 square miles of state land just to the north. And if you go on 11 Mile, like we did on, I forget what day we went to go pick up Matt's other buck meat. And we drove down 11 Mile to come in the back way. And it's just like packed.
Cars.
Oh, yeah, all over the place. So that's where you're hearing most of the gunshots, just state land all the time. But yeah, 32 in the first, I think it was like 2 hours of the morning.
That's a busy morning.
Just boom.
Right.
Like every, 10 minutes, there goes another gunshot. And you hear it. A lot of guys will shoot twice, especially if it like drops and they'll put another one in him so he doesn't run. So you heard a couple of those, but I still counted them. I mean, they're still good.
Well, yeah. You don't really know. So
You're right. You don't know. I mean, when they go boom, boom, I mean, you kind of like, well, you figure that's the same guy. But so Tuesday morning, went to the Taj Mahal. Still saw deer, but again, Doug's already tagged out. I have the 350. They were all just far. I mean, again, he saw the spike, chasing more doe.
Yep.
He saw another decent buck off, but he was over. We ranged him at like 250, not even close to what I'm even going to shoot at. And that was really it. It was kind of more of a slower morning. I mean, it's the day after opening too, kind of. Yeah. There's a little more after spooky effect. Yeah.
After 31 gunshots.
So leading up to the buck then. So we sat there till 11. We didn't do it. Monday we did an all day sit. Tuesday, no. Right. One all day sit's good enough. It's a long day. Especially not shooting at anything. Right. Well, Doug did, so we had some excitement Monday night. But so that after we sat there till like 11-ish, went back, and we weren't going to go back out till like, 1, 2.
Right.
But the part where I'm getting at, the antsiness of me, I'm like, no, I'm just going back. We're going to eat, and I'm going back out myself. They're like, okay, sure. We'll, one of us will drive you back. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'll eat some food and warm up, have some coffee, and then I'm going right back out. Like, I just want to go sit.
Right.
And it's the last day for me. So
you want to get out.
Got to try to make something happen.
Absolutely.
Right? So I get out. I'm going to another blind called the Canvas Blind.
Okay.
And that was sitting on this field that they did. They did an amazing job with this property, but it's like kind of a snake shape.
Okay.
Half clover, half rye. And then down the edges of the field, they planted all this tall grass.
Okay.
So then it forces the bucks to come all the way down. And they were just seeing, I felt like they were just seeing more activity up on the backside. Mm-hmm. Being the first time newbie on the property, I'm sure if Matt or Doug listen to this, they'll say it's a lie, but I kind of felt like I got the shaft on the first opening morning. There was a lot more radioing action going on the north. That's where Matt and Doug were, and I was on the front of the property, whatever. Anyways, so at lunch, I was like, I want to go to the north. Like, I either want to sit at the Canvas Blind or the new Big Show, which is the new one they have, which is ridiculous. It's all lit up and, kind of almost like a muddy one, but they made themselves. They got a nice little office chair. That's not even hunting, right? That's right. Fall asleep whenever you want on demand.
Has the satellite dish on top.
Yeah.
Watch football.
So anyways, I went to the Canvas Blind, got right back out there, got set up, and, got back, I think, out about by 1. And then I remember it because I remember looking at my phone like, all right, it's 2 o'clock. I got a little bbit time here.
Right.
So I kind of took a nap. Not much activity was going on. I mean, really, I don't even think I even saw. Well, I think before I fell asleep, I saw 2 doe come in, but obviously that wasn't really what I was focused on at that point. So I just kind of whatever and fell asleep. Woke up at 3, took a nice little hour snoozer.
Yep.
And just kind of scanned around from the right to the left, and boom, there he was. Just, literally standing right there, just kind of like, oh, shoot, there's one. Oh, whoa, it's a buck. Kind of like a little double take action. And he was standing right at 100 yards, right in my range. I'm like, okay. So I got set up, and he was walking away from me, though, so I didn't have a shot.
Okay.
And so then, obviously, at this point, I'm like, yeah, great. He's probably just going to keep on walking right out of my life.
Yep.
At this point. And but no. He keeps walking, and then out of nowhere comes this doe running out of the woods to the left, coming right into the field. And again, mentally, I'm like, great, she's gonna spook him. Yeah, he's gonna be gone. Right here, I am the last night of the hunt, and I'm gonna lose this buck because of the stupid doe coming running.
Right.
In. But no, he just he saw her, he turned, looked at her, she came running and stopped, saw him, and just stopped. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing here?
They were making some eye contact?
Yeah, they were just looking at each other, and then the doe just turns right around and runs. And I'm like, great, yeah, here he goes.
Right.
No, I just stood there, kind of just kept looking out, looking towards the woods where she ran off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, dude, what are you going to do? Like I have no shot still. Like I need him to turn.
Yep.
But then he's in the thick tall grass too, so it's like I don't have a very clear shot yet either.
Right.
And being that, really my first shot with the 350, I'm like kind of like I would like a clear shot.
Right. Yeah.
And so I had an opening down probably like 20, 30 yards to the left where it was like the road, right, for traveling. And so I'm like, okay, if he comes down this way, that'd be great. Or at least he's got to go back that way into the field. It's more open. And so, yeah, so he started just to turn to start going towards where the doe ran off. And so I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. Like, keep coming.
Right.
Yeah. Just walk right into this opening for me, please. And Nenip does. And just shot him. And then he took off. And I never saw him fall because he just went right into the side of the woods there.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, just like you said, I mean, Doug was back. He's the one who drove me back to go out.
Yeah, okay.
But he's like, hey, I'm just going to be at the pole barn messing with a muzzle loader. And so that it's funny, though, because I called Jess right away. I was like, I got a buck! All the excitement. I'm like, I got one. And then all of a sudden I get just pull it. Was that you? Was that you?
Yeah,
right. I'm like, buck down. He's like, hell yeah. So obviously that he ran. I mean, he did a real nice high kick.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, all right, at least I know I got him.
Right.
And then just waited a little bit. So he's like, all right, I'll call Matt because Matt was still back at the cottage, and he's like, I'll get Matt back here, and then when Matt gets here, I'll call you, and we'll get a game plan or whatever.
Right.
So like half hour, whatever goes by, he calls me, and he's like, all right, well, you coming back to us, and then we'll go out and track them, or do you want us to just come to you, and we'll go track? And so what ended up happening is I told him at first I was going to go back to them.
Yeah.
And then I started packing up a little bit just because I think I called Jess back or my dad or something and was just yapping the next half hour of excitement. And then I started to pack up after talking with Doug, but then literally, I had everything packed up, and then out of nowhere, just this doe comes running into the field. Runs right into the field, stops at 75 yards. I'm like, well.
And said hello.
I got one more tag.
Right.
So I text Doug. I'm like, hey, a doe just came into the field. I'm going to take a shot. And he's like, all right, go ahead. That's kind of what we're hoping you to do is take at least a buck and a doe this weekend. And I was like, okay, well, give me a little bit here.
Yeah.
So I get my stick back out and get one in the chamber, and boom. I thought I missed her, though, because she did nothing. Except she just kind of did this little prance. And I'm like, shoot, I freaking just missed her at 75 yards.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what the frick?
Right.
I literally, in the text, I could show you. I like, I missed him, though. She's like, yeah, I literally said, I shot the doe, but I think I missed. Come on. And then I sent him, like, why don't you guys just start coming out this way? Because at that point, it was already like, that whole time frame didn't happen in 2 seconds.
Right, yeah.
Like 20, 30 minutes. And so, because I think they were getting antsy anyways. Like, what are you doing, dude? Did you shoot it yet or what? And I'm like, hey, the reason why I didn't shoot is because, again, I was about to shoot it, and then it walked right in between us was a camera in one of the fields. I'm like, well, I don't want to shoot that.
Well, yeah, no, that would not go well.
No, they would not be happy.
Right.
No, I honestly thought I missed. Just the way
it acted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just looked like a normal run.
Right.
It wasn't like anything super low, or it was just like, I just missed. So anyways, we came out, found the buck first.
Okay.
And then they're like, all right, let's just go check, see if we see, hair and the blood trail. And right where she was standing, there was a hair. I'm like, no freaking way. I swear I thought I missed. But there it was, a nice little clump of hair, and she was like, I don't know, 10, 15 yards into the woods. Dead.
Oh, nice.
And so I now have the name the Salem Slayer.
There you go. There you go.
From Doug. He's like, dang, you little Slayer. 2 for 2. I said, hey, I don't miss.
Right.
At least I thought I did, though. But yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Now you got some venison for the year.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
A couple bags brought home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. We had family over on Sunday.
Okay.
For Olivia's second birthday party, and cut up some little steak bites. Those suckers were gone real fast.
Good?
Yeah.
How'd you cook them?
Just right over pan-seared them.
Okay.
Yeah, just put some butter in there.
Oh, yeah.
Chopped a little onions. Put some rosemary. What else did I throw in there? A little sage.
Okay.
And then just pepper and salted them. Let them sit out a little bit. Little pepper and salt on them, and just sear them up.
And delicious.
Oh, dude, they were good. They were delicious. They were all gone. That's to say the least. They were done.
Right.
Even my dad, he's never really liked venison. He's one of those guys where he hunts, but just nope,
Mm-hmm.
not eating it. It was good. So yeah.
So he had some?
Yeah.
He liked it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, my mother-in-law who grew up hunting, she's like, man, this is good. What'd you put on? I'm like, I don't know. I just threw some crap in there.
Yeah, threw it all together, you know?
It's kind of actually like my standard steak.
Okay.
Little mix.
Yep.
I always do the butter instead of oil on the pan.
Yeah.
Never just pan sear 'em. I probably put a lot of butter in there.
You know, it's a stick,
and a little garlic.
2 stick. Okay, you got to have garlic.
Yeah. I forgot the garlic. But I always do, I think it's rosemary, maybe thyme.
Could be.
I have them. I have the, because I bought certain, like Jess always buys a certain seasonings, and I bought something different, so that's how I know, like, those are mine.
Right. Don't touch them.
Don't touch my seasonings unless I'm cooking steak. Yeah, I think what is it? Rosemary? Is it thyme or sage? One of those. Garlic, and then obviously I just always like the pepper and salt steaks. That's it.
Yeah.
And then throw them on there.
There you go.
Stir them up. It's good.
It is good.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for I can't wait for my sausage and my sticks.
When are those supposed to come?
January.
All right.
I don't know. It's just a way. Cass processing. There you go. Little plug. Cass processing in it's Northfield.
Okay.
Summer Lake. Right off it's Dixboro and 7 Mile Road.
They just do strictly deer, don't they?
Yeah, really? I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Just deer. Expensive, man. Freaking A.
Yeah.
Why has everything got to be so expensive down here in Metro Detroit?
You know, I was at Costco the other day, and I was like, just look at the beef prices just to see. And it was like, oh, my gosh, what happened? It's been a while since I went
shopping
groceries.
For meat?
Yeah, you know, my wife normally does it, and I was just had some time to kill. I was like, well, I'll just go look. And, I mean, briskets were all like over $100.
No
way. It was like, oh, my God.
Really?
Well, yeah, because normally over $1, I mean, it was $1 more a pound, over $1 more a pound than when it was last year. So I think brisket used to be like $3.79 a pound at Costco. Now it was
almost $5.
It was $4.99 a pound. I was like, oh my
goodness, that's expensive.
Yeah, I won't be cooking one of those for a while.
You get your own brisket though.
Yeah, but then I mean, when you split them up, you don't get like a big one. I mean, normally they're a few pounds.
Yeah,
if that. So it's always nice to have a big one, just like you're on the cooking show.
Oh heck yeah! Just see that thing flubber.
Right.
Oh man, no, it was a good time though.
Good. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't beat it, especially when you tag out.
Heck no. Last night,
right?
I mean, shoot, it was. Yeah, it was afterwards. Matt was like, "Oh, I should check those cameras, see if he just walked right in front of you while you were taking a snoozer." Because he came this way. I mean, we had the apple orchard right to the right, which is a huge draw, and it's a huge, big bedding area. So, I mean, that's why that canvas blind. I mean, Matt sat there one night, I think, and just saw a decent amount of deer. But yeah, I mean, he was 100 yards just facing that way. So, I mean, could have
walked right by
you just while I'm snoozing. And
right.
There's a 6 point. Just, I mean, you got the thing is, he was 100 yards over there, but if you just bring him straight back, this dude would have been like 10 yards in front of me.
Which is too close. You didn't want to shoot something that close. That's what it was.
That's just damage.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Kind of, it's just rude.
You want to be a little more sporty. Give it a chance, you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then went and took the Cape what is that place called out that you referred to out in Jackson?
Nature's Pride.
Nature's Pride. That place was freaking sweet.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, you walk into their building there, and you're just like, holy crap!
They do some fantastic work.
Oh, fantastic work! But just like these are some big bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's out by Jackson, past Jackson,
right?
Little ways past Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Southwest of Jackson.
Yeah, there's some beautiful deer in that place.
Oh heck yeah!
To see.
No, I can't wait to get it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait a year. Whole year.
Right? And when you get him, you go, man, that's what he looked like.
Yeah,
I almost forgot.
I already do forget.
Yeah.
I like keep bringing up pictures like,
right,
yeah, there he is.
Jess, remember when I shot my 6-point?
It's awesome. Grayson is just like, it's so exciting. I mean, I know you're on the verge with Mac, but it's like all Grayson talks about is like, when are we going hunting?
Right.
When are we going hunting? Where's your deer at, Dad? I'm like, it's dead, man. No, it was great because I obviously brought him down, which I probably should just left him up there, but just because it would have saved me money. But then I'd have to drive back up and get the meat. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just cool to bring them both back and then come home and show them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was funny. Just I remember Savannah like, why is the tongue sticking out? Like, well, it's dead.
Yeah, right.
The mouth's all red. That's called the blood.
Right.
What did Grayson say? Like, why is its belly open? I'm like, well, I mean, we can get into the guts and glory story.
Right, yeah.
But, yeah. Oh. No, it's a fun time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's great that you brought them down so they could see them, and I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
you got to show it off. Especially you got to show it off on the drive home. I mean, that's important.
Oh, I had the tonneau cover covered.
Oh,
it was warm.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's right.
It was like
that was
50.
warm.
It was like 50-some degrees that stinking day.
That.
And I was freaking out about that.
That's right.
That was a whole situation.
Yeah.
I couldn't cast processing. I mean, hey, I love them, whatever, but whatever. I tried calling them twice.
Don't dwell on the negative.
Yeah.
It's all positive.
Yeah. No, I just had a situation because I brought the deers down, and it's all on my fault. Instead of spending 2 hours on the phone with my dad talking about the whole weekend, I should have probably focused a little of that 2 hours on calling processors and saying, hey, can I come drop off my buck in the matter of an hour?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I mean, I called them twice, didn't answer, whatever. They said they're always busy. They barely answer the phones. But no, I get there, and I literally put both of the deer on the ground, and she's like, whoa, do you have an appointment? I'm like, appointment? For what? I mean, you have like 50 deer just laying here. Like, you tell me I couldn't just throw 2 more into the pile and tag them and say, okay, good. And she's like, no, sorry, it's an appointment only. And I'm like, it's 55 degrees today. This buck's already been, over 24 hours at this point. And I'm like, okay.
Getting warm.
Yeah, so I went and bought a whole bunch of ice bags and shoved them in the chest cavities overnight.
That takes care of it.
I put a little blanket over them. It was funny because then I finally booked an appointment with Cass the next day at like noon or whatever, 1. And I forgot I put the blanket over him, like this just like cute little like blanket thing. And so I opened the trunk and took the cover. They're like, oh, they're cute. Yeah. I was like, well, I was trying to keep them cold, you know. It was warm yesterday.
Nestled in.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's cute. You kept them all warm over the night. Because, it was pretty comical, actually. Everyone laughed.
I'm sure. But you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, man. I mean, you know how they get all stiff, too. I mean, those ice packs worked well because they were loose as a goose freaking after that. When I was like, oh, geez, this really loosened up all the meat. All this ice in here. Which is good because I was starting to get a little concerned. Like, great. Just spoiled all this for nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what obviously your mind goes to right away.
Heck yeah. Well, it was just warm that day. It got up to 55. And I mean, sure, was I driving on the highway? Sure, but I mean, it's still outdoors in that temp.
Yeah.
You know?
Still warmer than you like.
It was warm enough to push it where you're just like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
This is not good. Gonna lose all this meat.
But obviously it worked out okay. No one got sick on Monday after you served it. So
No. I haven't heard anything. I felt fine. I probably ate most of it than anybody, too.
There you go.
I'm good.
It all worked out.
Yeah. So we got some bucks.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Some tags filled.
That's right. So, yeah, it was a good season.
Yeah.
You still got...
I got one more.
You still got one more.
I'll give it a weekend.
Yeah.
On doe patrol, probably.
Well, there's that antlerless firearm 2 weeks coming up, too. I was hoping that Matt would call and be like, hey, you want to go up and shoot some does? I mean, what am I going to do with that? I mean, I can always probably take some more meat, but...
Never have too much.
It's just the cost of having them processed again. And donate some. Do it for a good cause.
Yeah.
Right?
There's plenty of good programs out there.
Heck yeah. That's probably what I do, but he hasn't called me. So, Matt, if you're listening, if you want to kill some more does between the 13th and the 31st, I'm down.
There you go.
I'll go up for a little quick weekend and shoot some does. There's plenty of them on your property, that's for sure. But, yeah, no, it was good.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you on the 8-point, man.
Thank you. You congrats as well.
Yeah, yeah. So. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah, back in the saddle.
We are. Yeah. It's good to be back. COVID-free.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Paul Seguin with eXp Realty.
I'm Devon Carr with Gold Star Mortgage.
And this is the Carr and Seguin Show.
See ya.
See ya.
The primary purpose of this podcast series is to inform, entertain, and educate. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast series do not constitute legal or professional advice, opinions, or endorsements of any kind. Gold Star Mortgage Financial Group, NMLS 3446, Equal Housing Lender.